Okay, this is our third and final tutorial for the personal budget project. I'm going to resize my screen just a little bit here so you can see my worksheet tabs. Ultimately, you're going to be printing out the March budget for Sarah Hilliard in your mini case study, and we want to remind you do not need to print out any of the expenses on the right hand side. You just want to print out the month summary. So I'm going to show you how not to do it so you can learn from my mistake. If I were to try to highlight this and go up to print, you're going to find, try that one more time. Let's see here. Okay. You're going to find when you go to your print dialog box that it's not as easy to print in Excel as it is in Word, and this comes out very small. That's not going to be workable at all. But whether you're in a Mac environment or a Windows-based environment, you will find a feature called either selection or print selection. I've done it in both environments and I know that feature exists. So find print selection, and sometimes you have to take advantage of the Fit To feature as well. In this case, it doesn't make a ton of difference. But those two ideas combine to give you an opportunity to fill up the paper a little bit better, and you can actually see and read things carefully, and then you go on your way to print. So just try to remember print selection. You could also try to paste it into Word. It brings some issues with it when you do that. So I found that print selection is one of the handier ways to go when you're trying to make some decent quality printouts in hard copy form. So second thing that we thought would be a vital skill for you to understand is to know how to take a copy of a worksheet. For example, if you were to try to copy just a number of cells here and go up and create a work, like a new workbook, for example, and try to paste with the right click, here's what happens. You lose all your formatting. You'll get the very same formulas, the very colors you need, but you definitely lose the formatting. And so whenever you see these symbols here, it's not that the cells are mad at you or anything, it just means that they need to be widened out. Well, there's a much easier way than reformatting that and getting it to look better. So I'm going to demonstrate how you should properly do it if you want to take a clone of a worksheet. What you can do is one of two things. If you like the worksheet just exactly how you have it, but you need to copy it, you have a nice little feature under the Edit menu called Move or Copy Sheet. Or you might get in the habit of just doing a right click on the actual worksheet tab and selecting Move or Copy. Same opportunity exists there. It takes you to the same exact dialog box here. Now you have a choice of doing a number of things. You could create a copy of it and place a clone, if you will, a duplicate, anywhere within your very template or spreadsheet you're working on. But you can also, if you want to take a copy of it over to another file, if the file's assumed that it's opened already, of course, you can choose between all the files you have open and you can send it there. If you try to do that, by the way, just be aware that if you don't hit create a copy and you choose to send it to another worksheet, it literally is going to pull the worksheet out of your current file and put it into another. I haven't found that to be that useful. More often than not, I'm actually trying to make a clone of it, so I always force myself to click that box. Just to show you what I mean by within the document, suppose I take a March budget that I'm currently at and I do a create copy, and I'm going to put it right before this March budget here. Watch what happens. When I hit OK, you'll notice that we get some messages, and I'll just take those off to the side here. Can't ever figure these out half the time, but they're just messages dealing with formatting. And with the new operating system, the new Microsoft Office suite, I should say, it's not uncommon to get format warnings, and so don't be alarmed. Sometimes it's just to warn you that you're moving into a different environment. But notice, more importantly, you have March Budget 2 and then March Budget. The 2 in parentheses is just to remind you that you took a clone of the original and it's retitled it. And then you could double click that and give it a new name of some kind, and you're on your way. If you ever want to get rid of a worksheet, by the way, a right click delete is rather nice. And it'll warn you. It'll say, do you really want to permanently delete this? And I'll say, yes, that's true. So those are two great skills to know how to print and to know how to clone a worksheet with a mover copy, it's called, either from the menus or from a right click on the tab. Third skill and final skill I'll share with you is I've found time and time again that if I ever get stumped on something, if I've got a question on how to do something, you know someone else around the world has that same exact question. In fact, many people will have that same question. So let's suppose we didn't know how to make a copy of a worksheet, how to move it or how to copy it. Well, the name of the game would be to go to the browser of your choice, go to a search engine such as Google, and try to properly construct a question like how do I move a worksheet in Excel? I mean something as simple as that. And when I hit enter, I get a lot of options, and I found 9 times out of 10 you can get your question answered rather quickly if you just try to phrase that question intelligently, and you get some tremendous resources. And so here we've got all kinds of opportunities to learn how to make a copy to another workbook and so on. Some great, very detailed instructions there. So those are the 3 things I wanted to pass on to you that would, I hope, pay off for you throughout the semester. How to print properly, make it look nice, how to move or copy a worksheet within the document or even exporting it to another document, and especially how to ask a question using an internet search engine and get some pretty fast answers. Hope that was helpful for you. Have a great project experience, a great semester. Thanks for joining us.